This is going to be a comparison video, but it's not going to be the same game on different systems. It's going to be the same game on the same system. But you can see these two cartridges are different. Well, I've got a third cartridge as well, and I'll explain just quickly why I've got 3 copies of Pang. Originally I bought a GX4000 because I had an Amstrad CPC growing up and I just wanted to get one to see what it was like. And of course you want to buy the best games for the systems that you own, so eventually I found a copy of Pang, and it was a complete copy with the manual and a cartridge. But this cartridge has Robocop 2 on it, not Pang. Now Robocop 2 is a perfectly fine game. It's a bit difficult, but it's perfectly fine. But I already have Robocop 2, and I spent money to play Pang, so I wanted it to be Pang. So obviously I was very disappointed about that, but I kept it because the box and the manual don't come up very often. It's not mega rare, but they don't appear very often. So I just waited until a new copy came up. And so eventually I got this, which does appear to be Pang. It's definitely Pang, but it appears to be the full version of Pang. Just a few days ago I saw this on eBay and it was very cheap, so I decided to buy it. Actually, I don't really know why, but it was cheap, so I just sort of impulse bought it, I guess. But when I put it in my Amstrad and I started playing it, it was really noticeable very quickly that it's different in quite a lot of different ways. But I'll just take it as this being the full version and this being a demo version. Not that it's just a incomplete demo version, but a demonstration version of the game, let's say. So yeah, I'm going to compare them. So I'm going to call this version the full version, and I'll call the other cartridge the demo version. You know, for some reason in the instruction manual it does say you can use the keyboard on this game. Don't know if that's true. I wasn't able to get it to start up with the keyboard. You get to choose which level to start on, up to a certain point. And if you pause it, the music continues. There's a pause button on the GX4000, but you can use the P key if you're using one of the computers. And so this is the demo version. I mean, you can see already there's so many differences here. First of all, that picture is the same picture that they use in all the other versions of the game. And this is supposed to be Mount Fuji. And I tried pausing it on this version and the music just hangs. But going back to the normal version of the game, we have a different palette. This isn't the second level, I'm cutting out a few of the levels here. This is the third level. And you do get power-ups and you do get the little animals on the full version of it. You see the bird just flew past there, no trouble at all. The music cuts out quite abruptly. It's quite noticeable if you play this and compare it to the other version that the demo version gives you a lot more power-ups, and those birds appear so much more often. I think you get the crab appear on almost every level on this one. And in fact, I thought that the player had a different palette. It's just the power-up that makes him turn blue that is just more common. And you do get the map on this, but the plain sprite is corrupted. And so back to the full version. There's the clock that makes them stop, and then there's the egg timer that makes them slow down. Hey, there's the crab. He can help you in sticky situations, like if there's just far too many balls for you to risk going somewhere, then he can go over there for you, although you don't control him directly. So this is the demo version, and it does look to be exactly the same here, but I noticed when comparing them side by side that the palette here is very slightly darker. And that crab just drops from the sky. In fact, if he stays over there, he might just finish the level for me. There's that egg timer, but I don't really need it now. So you see there in those transition screens you don't get any score on the demo version. And back to the full version. And this area is called the Emerald Temple. You can see the text in the middle there, just take note of that. Remember that. That's a bit of a dangerous situation. I could do a crab right about now. Hey, there he is. And he appeared from that. He appeared from the side of the screen where the time text is up there. Alright, so the same level on the demo. Oh, straight away they've given me a gun. And there's that bird that didn't appear on the other version. And there's the crab, and on the demo he always appears from that place on the left side of the screen. But have you also noticed there's two other things here? The Emerald Temple text hasn't really been placed very well. So it's right next to where it says player 2. But also for some reason the bullets look different here. But actually that happens on the other version I have. So one thing you can do on the full version that you can't on the demo version is you can select your starting level up to a certain point. So I've chosen Australia here. And you can see from this level that it gets very difficult. And I'm not talking about the later levels. This is probably not even halfway through the game. And it's not so much an action game as a bit of a puzzle game, a bit of a brain teaser. I really have absolutely no idea how to approach this level properly. Now, something else I tested a bit later on is what happens when you run out of time. And I quickly put in the demo version to compare it. Yeah, the music's different. I checked on a website that has the music for this game, and the music for both timeouts seem to be included in the playlist. So I don't know definitively if it's just a difference between the two versions, or if there's different timeout music in different areas. But I think that's a good enough look at the differences between these two versions of the game. I think it is known that there's different versions of this game, because I did look at some forums and people were talking about the copy with the basic label being different. So I'm not saying I've discovered something rare or anything like that, but it is just interesting to compare the two cartridges. So there you go. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching.